Okay, Matrix. Today we're going to be doing the interpenetration and development question of the study guide, and let's just get straight into it. So it says, given the top view and incomplete front view of a connecting piece for a mechanism, the connecting piece consists of a hexagonal tube and a right regular square tube. An auxiliary view of the square tube, which would be this over here. Okay, then it says instructions. Draw at scale 1:1 the following views of the two tubes. The complete front view, skip some. The given top view, the left view, the complete front view clearly showing the curve of interpenetration, the development of the square tube, make SS the seam. Planning is essential, show all hidden detail and folding lines, show all construction. Okay, so let's just get started. So we know that because we're drawing in first orthographic projection, we are going to be using, interpenetration will be first orthographic projection, which means we will have the front view, the top view, the left view, and the right view. Okay, and 45 degrees, 45 degrees. Now, because they're telling us they want the top view, complete front view, and the left view, we will know that this will be the top, this will be the front, and we'll obviously have to draw in the left view. So we're going to draw according to this orientation over here. Okay, and because of this, that means we should make it so that our page has our front and top view here and our left view here, and then we can do the development of the square here, or maybe at the top, depending on how the layout of our drawing works out. Okay, so this is why they always say planning is essential, so that you don't start drawing and then realize, oops, you need to change something because now you've made a mistake. Okay, so we know top is going to be here at the bottom somewhere. So we're going to start off by drawing a 30-degree line going down like that. And the reason why we're doing 30 degrees is because you can see the angle given here to show that the hexagon is lying on a 30-degree tilt. Okay, so now that we have got that, what we're going to do is we're going to take our compass with a measurement of 30. And so we're going to take the measurement of 30 on our compass, and we are going to draw a circle. So I don't want to waste too much space. I'm going to go here, and so that it will sort of leave enough space for the circle as well, maybe even just a little bit to the top. Okay, and so we can start here. All right, once we have done that, we're going to section our hexagon so that we can obviously plan where everything will go. We're going to do that and that as well. Okay, and then we're going to lightly draw in the edges. So everything we're doing now, we're doing in light construction lines, so that by the time we draw it in, we can draw it in solid and neatly without having to erase any lines that weren't supposed to be solid in the first place. Okay, and it's also good to start with construction because I know we're not really going to be doing anything to the top, but if you don't have enough space, you can then quickly erase it and start over again without ruining your page. Okay, all right, so there we've got our hexagon. Now we want to get this part of our curve in, but obviously it's going to be a little bit tricky because we've got a square here that's going to dictate where it lies on the curve. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to take a measurement of 15 because that is half the length of the square side here, and we are going to draw a circle. Okay, so it should look like this over here. All right, once we've got that circle, what we're going to do is we're going to get a square block around it. So we're going to start off by taking our 30-degree set square, taking our ruler, and you see where we've got a 30-degree line. We're going to keep our ruler like that, and from that point we're going to draw in 45 degrees because obviously we know 45 degrees is this side of a square. Okay, so there we've got 145 degrees. Now you're going to just draw random lines, as you can see here, and you're going to do the same over here as well. Okay, and then from that point we can flip our ruler, and we are going to pretty much do the same thing on the other side. And so you're going to have 45 degrees there, and then if we shift the ruler a little bit, we'll have 45 degrees there. and that will be your square, which you can draw in solid now, or if you don't want to, you don't have to, but we can see that so far everything is fitting, and so we don't have to worry too much about space. Okay, so we're going to just quickly slot that in like that, and then you can label it as your aux view if you would like to, okay, but you don't have to. All right, so now we obviously want to get where this is going to be. Now we are still working on the study guide, so as I've said in the last videos, there are measurements and like things on the page that need tweaking, and there is a measurement missing over here, which I am going to quickly grab for you guys, and then we will continue. So excuse me for that. Okay, sorry about that. Like I said, we are still working on things, and they are just small things that are slipping through the cracks, but this measurement here will be 30, and it will be put into the study guide when it becomes available to you guys. You do not have to worry about that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to grab these lengths. Actually, let's do it this way because I think that will be a lot easier and more stable. We're going to take the edges of our square over here, so we're going to have one, obviously have the middle one, which we have already, and then we will have this one on the edge here. Now we know our length is 30, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab 30 over here, okay, and then we're going to take 60 degrees and we're going to draw that in over here. Okay, so it should look like this over here. Okay, now what we can do is we can draw everything in solid. So we're going to start off by drawing all of our edges in a little bit darker so that we can have our complete top view. Now, one thing I would recommend would be to label or number all of the parts so that as we draw, it will be less confusing for you guys and easier for you to keep track of where all your lines are going to go. Okay, so we know this will be SS, okay, and then we'll do the labeling once we do the front view. Now with the front view, we are obviously going to need to draw in the curve of interpenetration, and so having this here will help us put it in over here. Okay, so we're going to start off by drawing our little section line. So we're going to measure 10 from the highest point of the hexagon, and then from that point we're going to measure another 10, and we're going to draw lines across neatly like this. Okay, and like this as well. Okay, so you can see it starts to look like this, and then on this side we're going to do the same thing. We're going to bring up this line over here, and we're going to measure 10 and 10 as well. Alright, so we've got 10, and we will have 10 as well over here. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to grab our 45-degree set square, and we're going to draw a line going down like that. Okay, now we can start drawing in our front view. Alright, so we've obviously already got this side line up here, which would be this one here. If you would like to get a head start on your measuring, what you're going to do is you're going to take this over here, you're going to measure 8 because of the height over there, and then we are going to draw a line going across. Alright, so once we've done that, we're going to proceed to bring up this line here as well as this line over here. Okay, and then from there we're going to have points, so it would be easier to label it on the square. So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, and 2, 4, and then 3 on the side here. Okay, alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to basically bring up all of our lines. So we're going to have 1, we're going to have 2 and 4, and we're going to have 3 as well. And then you'll see there's a measurement of 10 and a 30-degree angle. So we're going to measure 10, and then we're going to get our 30-degree angle. So we know based on our labeling that SS would be at point 2 over here, which means that our bottom point would be 4. Okay, so this point would be 4, S would be 2, and then we'd obviously have 3 and 1, just to label it on this picture here for you guys to see. Okay, so with that over there, we're going to start drawing in our bits and pieces. So we'll have 2 over here. Okay, we'll have 2 over there, and then we're going to need to grab the same square measurements. We're going to draw an auxiliary view on the side over here to get our square in. So we're going to take the bottom point here, okay, and from there we are going to do our 45 degrees, and then we're going to take our 30-degree measurement for our square. So we'll have that point over there, that point over there, and then again we're going to do 45 and 45. Okay, so we've got a second auxiliary view, and again we can label it. So we'll have 4, 2, 3, and 1. Okay, and then we're going to measure it on the corresponding line. So we've obviously already got 4. We'll put 2 over here, 1 over here. Obviously 3 will go over here. So we'll have 2, 1, and 3. Okay, so now what we're obviously going to be doing is measuring our 30-degree onto our points over there, right? So we'll have this far. Okay, let's just draw in our square quickly. So we'll have the face of the square over here. Okay, so you can see we've got this so far. Now, I'm not doing anything with these bits yet because we obviously do want to do the curve first. And in order to do that, we're going to have to grab extra lines going up. So here we'll have this line going up here, which is obviously where 3 cuts into the hexagon. And so we know 3 will end over here. Okay, but if we have a look, see there's nothing that interviews this break from where the point is, and so we know that 3 will touch the edges over here and over here as well. Okay, as you can see, just like that. All right, then we've obviously got our line at the back here at 1, which if we bring straight up, you'll see is already part of the hexagon. So if I just had to draw that in like that, you would see that quite quickly. And so we would dash it like this over here. And remember, your dash lines need to be lighter than your construction lines. And then we would take our 30-degree and we would dash it over here as well. Okay, and then we would draw in the rest of our view because our view would be uninterrupted further. And so our front view would end up looking like this over here. Okay, just make sure your line touches at the top. My ruler has gone a bit skew, so it should be straight at the top. All right, so now that we've got this over here, we're going to want to draw in the left view, which means we'd be looking at it from, if we've got our front view here, our left view would be over here. So imagine a man standing here and looking at the left view. In fact, what I'll do is I'll quickly put up a video of the model for the interpenetration so that you can have a look at what we're looking at. And then once I've done that, we'll continue with the left view. Okay, so here you've been given the top view. This is obviously similar to the one, or exactly the same as the one as your question paper, which is what we are looking at now. Okay, we're going to tilt it so that you can have a little bit of a look at the different views. What you're looking at is sort of part of the front view, just at a little bit of an angle. And basically, we're just giving you an idea of where the square will sit on the hexagon. Okay, so you'll see now we are looking at the front view. We'll be looking at the left view next. And then we're going to just show you again what it will look like all around, just so that you get an idea of how it actually looks in real life. and to help you better visualize your modeling and for your drawing. Left view. Okay, so now that we've seen how the model works, we are going to carry on drawing everything over here. So we're going to bring that across the height, and then we're going to start bringing across the hexagon. So we're going to start off, we've already got the edge over here, but before we actually continue, let's label it. So we're going to have A, B, C, D, E, and F. Okay, so we know that A will already be brought straight up, so we don't need to worry about A. Then we're going to bring F and B up. So let's bring that up over there. Then we're going to have E and C. We'll bring that up over there. And then we'll have B to bring up as well, which will be over here. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to label that. So we will have, oh, did I say B? I meant D. So we'll have D, C, E. We've got A, and then we've got F and B. Okay, and then we are going to bring across the curve of interpenetration. All right, so we're going to start by bringing across points. So we'll have 3, which we'll bring up here. We'll have 3. Then we'll bring this one across over here. And if we bring that across and up, we will have 2 and 4. And then if we bring this one here across, we will have 0.1. Okay, so just like this over here. Now we obviously want to get our points in, and so it would be best for us to start with the curve of interpenetration, and so we're going to find the points and their corresponding lines. So if 2 is over here, we're going to find line 2. We're going to make our mark. Line 2 and 4 will be on the same point this time, so we can label 2 and 4. And then we're going to bring across 3 and 1. So we'll have line 3 over here, and we'll bring line 1 across, and it will land up over here. All right, once we found our points, we can draw in the curve, or not the curve, the face of the square, just like this over here. Okay, so you'll see it will look just like this over here. All right, so what we're going to do is from here, we are going to see what we will and won't see. Okay, so if we bring up the back point here, we can see that the curve shouldn't touch it, because if we got point A here, you can see the curve doesn't influence it at all. So we're going to draw curve A, or line A, as a solid line. Okay, the same can be said for F, because if we have a look here, nothing touches F, and so F will be a solid line as well. Okay, so far what we've got is this over here. Now here's where it gets a little bit difficult, because things will change. All right, so we're going to start off by bringing point 1 up. So we're going to find where it touches the hexagon over here. We're going to bring it up, and then because we know everything is sitting at a 30-degree angle, what we're going to do is from 1, we're going to bring it back so that it touches this line here. Okay, then we are obviously going to find point, and if you have a look here, it should line up. Why is it not lining up? Sorry, you're going to bring your point from there. I don't know why I'm being silly. Because of the view change, the angle will look a little bit different. So you're going to bring it across from there onto the correct line. So it will actually be like that over there. My bad. Okay, then we've obviously got line E, where points 2 and 4 do touch. So we're going to bring that line across and up as well. Okay, and you can see it's right in line with the other line that we've got over here. And so we're going to bring the corresponding points. So we'll have 2. Okay, I have 2, and we will have 4 where it touches here at this line over here. Okay, and so if we have to connect those points, we would have 2 at this point here. Then it would obviously connect to 1 from that point over there, and then we would have 4 connecting to point 4 over here, and then it would connect over here as well. Okay, it should look like this so far. All right, just make sure yours looks neat, otherwise, like mine's a bit messy now, so it looks a bit messy, but that is what it's going to look like so far. Then we've obviously got point 3 as well, and point 3 will land up over here, so we're going to bring point 3 across and straight up like that. Okay, then we're going to find where point 3 corresponds, which will be over here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to dash it because it will be behind and you won't see it. So we'll dash point 3. Okay, and then we know point 3 will join with point 2 and point 4. So from there we're going to dash our points together like this. And then where it touches point 4, we'll land up over there. Okay, and then we're going to start adding in the rest of our lines for our curve. So we will have this point over here, which will be solid. Okay, then we will have point EC, which will be this point here, also be solid, and it will be dashed on the inside, and then it will go back to solid, just like this over here. Okay, and then obviously our top and our bottom views will be solid as well, except don't draw yours over like I've done. Okay, so it should end there, not out and over there. Okay, now we obviously want to develop the curve or the little development of the square, and so that is the next part we're going to be working on. So let me just clear up some lines quickly and then we will resume, because obviously I've got things in the way here and I would like for you to be able to see what we're going to be doing. Okay, so now that we have got these lines removed here, I've decided I'm going to draw my developments on the side here. So we're going to start off by drawing a vertical line going down like this. Okay, not quite on top here, but mine is what it is. And then what we're going to do is basically what we're doing is we're taking this part here and unfolding it so we can see what the square looks like. Okay, you can see here that it's flat, so we're going to use the flat side as our development side, and we're going to basically get started. Okay, so what we're going to do is, obviously I've labeled here SS, is we're going to grab the measurement of the square. All right, and going to have a starting point. We're going to draw a line. So I just need to mark where I put my starting point. Sorry. If I were you, I would actually start by drawing a line like this. Oopsie. And that is why we draw our lines first. Draw a line. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's just do this again. So you would draw your line there, and from there you would measure so that you know where your points are. Okay. Oh my goodness, I can't see over this ruler without getting in the way. So let me just. Okay. We've got the one developed there. Then what we'll do, so we can label this side S, S. Okay. Then from there we're going to do another measurement. So we'll have one over here and one over here for now. And then we're going to draw lines at those points as well. So we'll have a line over here. Why is mine so skewed? Okay, a line over there. And a line over there. Okay, make sure you only have single lines, but you guys will be able to lean over and see I try not to lean over because I don't want my head in your guys' way, otherwise you're not going to see what I'm doing. Okay, and then we'll have one last side and draw a line across like that. Okay, so that means our SS point will be at this point as well. Okay, so we've got S, and it should just be labeled S here. I was just trying to show you where we start. Okay, and the reason why is because you'll have 4 parts is because you have obviously 4 parts of the square. So if you cut it here, which is what we're doing, and you unfold it, okay, these will be on the edge. So say if we snipped it here and we unfold it, we would have S, then we would have 1, 4, 3, and then S again, okay, because it'll be 1, 2, which would be 2 as well, 3 and 4. Okay, so I hope that makes sense to you guys. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab the lengths of each side. So obviously we've got SS, which will be this length over here. So we're going to grab the length from this line here, and we're going to plot it onto our paper. You can do that on the other side. Okay, and then we're going to grab, oh wait, that would also be the measurement for 4. Okay, so my apologies. I have 4 over here. Okay, just like that. And then we would obviously grab the measurement for 1, which would be this measurement over here. So we'd put that over there. We do the same for 3, which will be the same. And we put it over there. Okay, so that you have all your dots on your lines. Okay, it can get more technical, but we're not doing a technical drawing as your first drawing in the study guide. That will obviously be later on in the study guide so that you guys can understand the work before we throw you in the deep end. Okay, and then all you're going to do is you're going to connect your points. So you'll draw a point over here, have this connecting over here, this connecting over here as well. And then we'll draw in the bottom over here, as well as our SS edge. So here you can label SS, here you can label SS, seal that, and then you'll obviously have your folds as well. Okay, and you'll see on the memo here that will be provided in the study guide as well what your development will look like, what your drawing will look like. We will obviously put the construction lines for you guys as well so that you can see where we got certain points from. And then you've got little pictures of models here for you guys to have a look at if you struggle with visualizing and understanding how it works. Okay, so we hope this helped you, and we'll see you in the next video.